sticking with football, Brian Flores, who's currently was in the news for his lawsuit against the NFL. He was a coach for, I want to say, the Jaguars. And basically the owner told him, I'll pay you to purposely lose games to tank so we get better draft picks. I'll pay you six figures a game to do that. And he didn't. He actually had a decent record, better than what they should have, and they fired him. And most coaches who do what he did don't get fired. So he has a lawsuit against him. There's also now two other former coaches in the NFL who joined his lawsuit. So now people are coming out the woodworks in the NFL and saying, hey, I've also experienced racial discrimination, whether it's being hired, being fired, policies, legalities, the way we run the business, the organization, the way I run my offense, defense, team. I've experienced some racism. So they're coming out the woodworks, and I think it's going to change how the NFL does things. They've already implemented a rule where you have to hire, I think it's a minority offensive coach or something like that, you know.
It's a rule where you have to hire an offensive or defensive head coach. I mean, offensive coordinator. Like one of the main coaches has to be black.
Yeah.
Which is what initiated other people like, okay, we got it now.
Yeah.
Like Flores, he sacrificed himself, and now everybody else is starting to step up and say, well, I experienced this too, because look at my record. Look what I brought to this team. Look at the players I drafted. There's so many black coaches that they're increment parts of organization and planning, and they literally have given so much to it to just have it taken
thrown away,
not given opportunity. So there's coaches that are stepping up, and shout out to black coaches, because the NFL showed their true colors by giving that, by saying, hey, there's a law, there's a rule now that you guys have to select a black offensive or defensive coordinator, if not head coach. Because the numbers were so low, that means that in the past, however long the NFL's been around, that you guys have not had enough black offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. It's crazy how they did that, but that gave them guys a green light, like you said, for them to join up and create a lawsuit against the NFL, because that showed that there is some type of discrimination.
Shout out to Mike Tomlin, the head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's when you're black and you see somebody who's being done wrong, you're supposed to bring them in and help them. And he actually signed Flores, to be a coach on his staff, when other teams probably wouldn't touch them because of what's going on. And that's how you're supposed to do when you're black. So shout out to Mike Tomlin for doing that, and showing some initiative and some integrity, because he didn't have to do that, and he did. So shout out to them guys for that, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. I think it's going to affect the NFL in a major way.
No, it's in a huge way. I truly believe it's going to affect it, because not only you've been using us for years as athletes, as workhorses, but now our mental capacity is being tested, and we're going to succeed every time. At a point in time, they didn't think black quarterbacks could exist because they didn't think we had the mental capacity to be a quarterback, which is insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is wild. So, the steps to get closer to realizing that we are the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end, you just have to give us everything, man. You know what I'm saying? We're taking over our sports anyway. So, we got black speed skaters now. We got, we're taking over everything, man. So they might as well just give us all the coaching positions. It's just go ahead and give us our own league, man. Let's just start at like the big three.
I mean, it's a discouraging number for the amount of. I mean, the NFL, I think it was 86% black or something like that when I looked.
Athletes,
yeah. Yeah, the players. So to not have anybody they recognize at a coach position,
authority level,
like, it's insane. It's bad enough. There's one black owner, partial owner or something. It's insane. So. No, I just wanted to shine a light on that. We'll follow that as it goes on, because I know it's going to be more coaches coming out.
We're going to have to talk about another time about that old money, because that's been a big issue out in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's some old money in there.
Yeah, and they're old money. Like, it's old money and they're old money.
For real.